Hi, in today's video I'll be showing you how you can install Userful on a USB. So right now we're going to need to enter the BIOS, and to do that you're going to want to hit F10 as many times as you can. That should bring you up to this menu right here. As you can see, you're just on the main tab, so please scroll over to the Advanced tab and then go down to Boot Options. Once you've selected Boot Options, you should be brought to this screen. Please scroll all the way down until you see Ufi Boot Order, and we're going to need to change that. So please set USB to the top, as you can see here. There we go. And then we're going to need to go down to Legacy Boot Order. This just makes sure it boots from USB. So please select USB, bring it to the top again, hit Exit, and then hit Exit again, and that should bring you to this menu here, which will ask you to save changes. Hit Yes, then that should do it. So select Install Userful from the BIOS, and then you're going to notice a whole bunch of screens go by. This is just normal. Please take note of these screens and make sure everything is somewhat similar on your end. You don't need to pause or anything, but just make sure that there's nothing drastically different. So now that we've selected Install Userful, you're going to be prompted with the language selection screen. This just typically asks for which language you want to set. So by default, we typically use English United States. So in this instance, we're going to select that, and that's going to bring you to the next screen, and it's going to say localization. You're going to be given a bunch of options here. The most important ones are change date and time and network and hostname. So let's start by choosing date and time. In this case, since we're located in Mountain Standard Time, we're going to select Edmonton. And then since we want it to be AM and PM, we're actually just going to select AM and PM. So go to the bottom left corner here and then select AM and PM accordingly. So now click Done, and then that should bring you back to the web page. So make sure automatic partitioning is selected, and then click on network and hostname. Now we're going to want to turn the interface on. One thing that you do need to note is the speed needs to be 1000 megabits per second. In this instance it's only 100, but please make sure it's 1000 for your machine. This is just a virtual machine, so that's why. And if you'll notice in the bottom left corner, it's going to give you a host name. This is Userful dash and then your MAC address. So please keep that in mind going forward. So hit Done once you've hit On for the network interface, and then that should complete this step. And then click Begin Installation. This normally takes a while, so we recommend that you do something constructive in the meantime. Once it's finished installing, please select the Reboot button in the bottom right corner, and then that should reboot the system and bring you to the next screen. Now once the system has rebooted, you're going to want to wait until processing completes, and that's going to bring you to the following page. And it's going to ask you for initial setup. Please select that button. In this case we won't be setting up cloud, but feel free to do that. So as you can see here, it gave us the host name again. Please change this to something that you desire. In this case we'll just call it Userful Support. And then now you'll be asked to enter a username. This is a local administrator account, so enter in whichever username you want. It's independent of any other system that you have. So in this case we'll just enter in a somewhat secure password, and then that will confirm it. Link status, make sure that it's 1000 megabit per second. In this instance it's only 100, but make sure it's 1000. Click Get Started, and then your system should now be booting into Userful, so you can now use it however you desire. Thank you for watching today's video. If you have any further questions, please visit support.userful.com. Thank you.